Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. So it's just me today as I wanted to talk about top 500 and competitive rewards, and this was originally planned to just talk about outright buying the top 500 spots, as well as the end of season rewards that you can get. But some new news actually came out from Jeff Kaplan himself. Of course, he was in New York City doing a bit of an AMA with the anniversary event, and he basically said not to expect any more ranked or competitive rewards anytime soon. To quote, he was asked whether he had any more ideas for cosmetic rewards such as diamond weapons, skins for example, and Jeff said, "We totally have. What's funny is that there are a ton of killer ideas of content that we could make if we wanted to, but the more that he thought about it, the more that he thought it was a mistake to add more into that, and wishes that he would never have added any cosmetic items to competitive. I'm guessing the golden guns and the sprays really, because there isn't much else in it, to be fair, and that people should only be playing competitive because they want to play it instead of an incentive to get some cosmetic rewards." But Jeff said that some of this cool stuff, there might be other ways to get it. This could either be sort of playing on the PTR, but again, he's also said that he doesn't want to really incentivize that too much, but maybe giving skins and cosmetics to a player to earn as opposed to just buying them from loot boxes or getting them in events. I'm not really sure what other feats that you could go through to get these special skins or emotes, but let us know in the comments if you could think. I don't necessarily like the idea of playing games like Heroes of the Storm for skins. I think I'd be down for stuff in World of Warcraft or Hearthstone maybe, but the fact that it's constantly in Heroes of the Storm kind of bums me out a little bit. But I digress. The idea is they don't want to encourage anybody to be in competitive mode that don't want to be there, and I kind of get that. But I also think it's really important to incentivize skins, and here's why. So Season 4 is going to work a little bit differently than previous seasons when it comes to the top 500 reward, which is an animated spray. We'll go over the reward and how illustrious it obviously is in a second, but in previous seasons, if you got into the top 500 at any point, you would get the animated spray. Whereas for Season 4, the difference is you have to stay in the top 500 at the end of the season, meaning that if you hit, say, 438 at the start of Season 4 but dwindle down into GM, you won't get an animated spray unless you're in the top 500 at the end of Season 4, which is going to be pretty much the end of this month. Now, the good thing about having an incentive to play like this is that the best of the best now start to play competitive to make sure that they can get the rewards that nobody else can. Means that you're going to see a huge climb in GM play, and it's certainly going to be interesting to watch streamers experience this climb for the top 500 slot now that there's some incentive to it. Honestly, this is the way that I would like to see Overwatch played constantly, and I do think at the start when golden guns were announced, that's what players were playing for, to get as much as they can with the skill points. But at this point, everybody's got all of the gold weapons that they want, and we've kind of discussed that we would like to see more ranked specific rewards that you can only get in the game, such as different skins, emotes, stuff like that. It would be amazing to have more of an incentive to just play the game instead of trying to climb as high as you can, or to just learn Symmetra and see how high you can get just playing her. That's why you get some one tricks and players that don't care about ranked anymore, because there's no reason for them to try anymore. And that kind of goes on to the second point, the fact that this reward that the top 500 are going to be fighting for is just an animated spray. I think Blizzard could do a little bit better when it comes to a major prize that the best players in the world can get on the ranked ladder. I don't really know any off the top of my head other than skins, but if you have any ideas, do let us know in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear them, but I would like to see more prizes and rewards for players that get to the highest level. It's like the rare mounts in World of Warcraft. You would see them and go, oh wow, that's great, I wish I could get that. But you don't really have the same thing in Overwatch because everything is easily obtainable. So the rewards aren't necessarily great for this, but I do like the incentive of getting the best players to play towards the end of the season. The issue is that it caused, at least it caused last season, is that if you aren't in GM/top 500, people start to not care about their ranked experience at the end of a season, meaning that you get players picking random picks, and generally you're in for a rough time if you want to continue to play ranked towards the end of this season. I actually lost 400 SR within the last week in the last season, just because of this negative streak, I suppose, of all of this stuff going wrong. It's obviously something that Blizzard haven't really maybe thought about, or isn't high on their priority list, so to speak. When it comes to the end of the season, we've only had 4 so far, whereas I'm sure that they want to make sure that the whole ranked experience is as good as it can be. But certainly Blizzard should be looking at the end of seasons and seeing if there's any other way that they can keep players playing seriously more than just getting the skill points that they need. Because bearing in mind, it takes your season high instead of whatever rank that you are at currently for getting the currency that you buy golden guns with. So you could hit all the way to GM and fall all the way to Diamond. And frankly, at that point you might just not care anymore, but you'll still get the rewards for being a GM player, which might be something that Blizzard maybe want to change, but I'm honestly not not sure on that. This topic of conversation kind of sprung from a Kotaku article entitled "I Paid Women to Play Overwatch with Me and It Was Fantastic," and this is just the people that you kind of find on the website called Fiverr, where you pay money for services, and this is one of them, that some girls just want to play Overwatch with you, which is like, if that's what you want to spend your money on, by all means. I'm not going to judge you for doing that. It's a really interesting article. I do recommend reading that. I'll put it in the description below, actually. But from this, a lot of comments and Reddit threads sort of stemmed from this, and actually said that it does kind of highlight a bigger problem with people selling boostings. Now, unlike playing with sort of girls in, I guess, quick play, maybe competitive, I'm not entirely sure, you may just have people taking your account, you paying them a fee, and they will get you to GM and top 500. There were a couple of threads talking about people seeing stuff on eBay, for example, of people selling boostings, but honestly, if you just type in "buy Overwatch boost" on Google, you'll find tons of websites that will be offering the same thing. Now, whilst you might be licking your lips and going, actually, this might be a good idea, it is against terms of service when it comes to playing Overwatch. Letting anybody else play on your account, do bear that in mind, otherwise you could get your account banned. And frankly, when it comes to stuff like this anyway, even if you get an account boosted to top 500 and you play a game yourself, you will eventually fall down. Sorry to sort of say it, but really, when there's a player that isn't meant to be where they are, you soon realise that, and you soon realise why. Also, it's definitely worth highlighting that a lot of these could just be flat out scams, so please don't do this. You may lose a bit of money, you may lose the account that you play on. It's just not worth the gain for a skill rating that ultimately, as Stylosa would say, doesn't really matter. But that's all we've pretty much got time for today. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the top 500 rewards. What would you give the best players? How would you keep players playing ranked even if they aren't in GM/top 500? And until next time, take care. We'll see you then.